Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to make firework like particle effects. And I already did mouse pointer particle effects, but these ones are not ones that follow your mouse, and they're really cool, and they can kind of look like water or fireworks or sometimes sparklers. So if you want to see how to make these particle effects, don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and let's get on with the video. So the first thing you need to do is delete your cat in Sprite 1, have a new project. I'm just going to name this particle effects, and then name this particle. So first, in costume 1, you need to zoom right in, and you can see one of these grid squares, which is 4 pixels wide. So get the circle tool, set it to red, and then put saturation to 100. So everything can be 100. Then hold shift and make a circle. Don't forget to turn off outline. And make sure it's exactly the same size or close enough to the same size as one of the grid squares. So I'm going to put this in the middle. And then we're going to go to the backdrops and make everything black. So just cover the entire screen. And then make sure it's centered, so it snaps to the middle. And for the particle, if it's not centered, then the fireworks will not be aligned correctly and the calculations will be wrong. So make sure that it snaps to the center. So get to the code. So we need to make some variables. Make direction for this sprite only, gravity for all sprites, resistance for all sprites, power for the sprite only, speed x for the sprite only, and speed y for the sprite only. So put a when green flag clicked, and you can play with these values, but personally I like putting gravity to -1 and resistance to 0.97. So this is basically the air resistance of the particles and how fast they're going to be falling to the ground. So put a hide block, since this will be a clone factory. We don't want the actual sprite to show in the middle of the screen. And then put a forever. Put a wait until mouse down. And since we want to be making lots of clones, make a new block called create particles at, and add 2 inputs, one for X and one for Y. And don't forget to tick run without screen refresh. So you can pop this block under the wait until mouse down, and you can simply put mouse X and mouse Y so that the particles will be drawn around your mouse. So in this custom block, you can go to X, Y of X and Y, the variables from the block. And then repeat 10, which is a good amount of particles to begin with. Set the direction to pick random -180.0 to 180.0. And the reason why we put the 0.0 at the end is because if you take the difference between 0 and 1, it'll give you an integer from 0 to 1. But if you put 0.0 to 1.0, it can give you any random number. So it can give you an infinite number of digits after the 0. So it's really useful if you want to find decimal numbers. So normally you'd have to divide a normal number. So this will help us get more accurate and cooler looking fireworks. And then set the power, which is how fast they're going to be moving, to pick random from 0.0 to say 10. And don't forget to put 0.0 at the end. Let's set speed x and speed y. Set speed x to the power variable times the sign of direction. And then do the same for speed y, but this time change the sign for a cos operator. And then in the looks, change color effect by 0.2, so that every time we make a firework, it will make the color just a little bit different. So if you want to make trails, then you can add an extension for the pen. So of course we want the trails to be the same color as the particles. So don't forget to put the change pen color by 0.2. And then create a clone of myself at the end. So now that we have all the normal stuff without the clones, now we need to start working on the when I start as a clone block. So get that block out and put set pen size to 2. So we want the trails to be quite big. So 2 is a good number. Then put the show block. And then just to make sure that we only see the trails, this is optional, you can set ghost effect to 100. And I might be doing a second tutorial on this, on how to do collisions so that the particles can hit the ground and bounce around. So that's why I'm setting the ghost effect to 100, just so that they're still collidable. But if you use hide, then they're not collidable with the rest of the screen. So put a forever loop and put set speed x and speed y. So you can set the speed x to speed x times the air resistance. And then you can set the speed y to the speed y times resistance, but you can add a plus at the end and put this inside. And then all you need to do is add on gravity. So now it will change, it'll go down, but it'll go to terminal velocity when it's gone far enough. And then you need to put the pen down and then go to x of, since we want to not have change x and change y, which might seem normal for many games, then what you'd want to do is, because we want to change x and y at exactly the same time, you can have them in one block. So you have x position minus x position plus speed x, and then do the same with speed y. So just put y position plus speed y. So in this way, it's going to be practically the same as changing x by speed x and change y by speed y. So then put pen up, and then finally we don't want to stack up too many clones. So put if touching mouse pointer, change it to if touching edge, and just delete this clone. So here's the entire code. If there's any bugs, then you could just look here. And it should look like this, and you can see it's very cool, but these trails are staying for way too long, and they're starting to fill up my screen. So what you need to do is make a new sprite called curtain, and we just make everything black, like the background. So don't forget to snap it to the center, and put a when green flag clicked, and then put a forever loop. And then you can put stamp. So you can see, just put a hide block. And they go to x00. And then set ghost effect to 100. You should see it does exactly the same thing. But if you change your ghost effect to, say, 60, then your pen effects slowly fade away. And if I pause the project, you can clearly see that these trails are working very well. And if you wanted to have something like very long trails, maybe you can put 90, and you can see it's really cool, and there's trails behind them, and you can see there's like this screen wash effect. So it's very useful for many games and animations, especially simulations. So thank you guys for watching. I probably will make another video on this because I wanted to add collisions. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you in the next one.